What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K after scarfing down some French fries for my dear life because I hadn't eaten all day. I'm glad to see everybody here. Do me a huge favor, man. Tweet this one out because this is going to be a hell of an open mic. Oh, come on. Got a lot of things to say. And more importantly, we are on the heels of a very important day. Ooh, excuse me. It's not annual birthday, sorry. Oh God, I really had to scarf this down. I was starving. Sorry, y'all. But we're on the cusp of a very important day. Tweet this out. Let everybody know that we're live too, please. I appreciate it. But we've had not only some serious cloud growth be shown to us, but we've also on the cusp of the year anniversary of the infamous Stadia 100. I did that. Coming to take over all of your land and all of your babies. We throw them into the erupting volcanoes. Yes, Stadia 100. I want to talk about that a little bit. I talked about it in a very controversial way at the end of Sound Off, but we ran out of time. I'll elaborate there. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to understand where I'm going to elaborate on this in the future more unfiltered and with everything said about it. Because it's important to me to reflect. This whole Stadia 100 thing was in the middle of so much contention when a lot of things were evolving and, may I even argue, devolving in the community. So it's important, I think, for people when you're trying to figure out, all right, what source is plugged in and who can I trust? You got to first ask for what you're looking for. If you're looking for purely entertainment, that's not hard to find, right? Just find what makes you chuckle. You know what I'm saying? What makes a little bit of the pee come out a little bit. Oh my God, I gotta run to the bathroom. Oh, poor muscle control, whatever. You know, whoever does that to you, that's okay. All right, you stick with that person. But if you're looking to be informed, or you're looking for the most logical pivot on educated guesses and not just emotion, that is the number one thing. I look at emotions. Emotions can be an anvil. Like, say if you're drowning in water, right? You got two options. You can ask somebody to throw you an anvil. You know what I'm saying? Or someone to throw you a life jacket. An anvil represents your emotions. The life jacket represents facts. Facts keep you afloat when there's a bunch of rhetoric being spewed and being thrown out. And it's always important to me that if you're a fact-finding person, that you reflect on these instances because that might help you make your decision down the road. A lot of things were happening then. I'm not going to get into all that. I just want to celebrate. I just want to briefly explain and celebrate the moment briefly before we get into we start taking questions and we get into the console stuff. Hold on one second. Let me make sure that I'm in. Let me get in here. Yep, I'm in here. All right. So I want to do one more thing. I want to connect to you all, the chat, because without you, there is, oh, come on. God damn you. God damn you. I hate this damn soundboard. Let's do this. I want to get the chat in. Sure that we're connected. Connect. All right, and then one last thing that I need to do is this. Right? Okay, all right. That was weird. It wouldn't pop up. Before we get into all that, I got the chat connected. Social. Oh, I see y'all up here. Y'all are up here. Hello, Stadians. There we go. We good to go. All right. Before we get into all that, let me just do one thing. Let me show you something. This is our lowly website, PNTS Network. We're going through some changes. I'm not allowed to talk about the changes yet, but I think you're going to like them. We're going through some changes. So with that said, I'm just checking. For some reason, messages are just popping through. All right, so we are looking for, there's some enhancements coming to the Stadia dosage side of things on this website. Can't talk about them. I'm sworn to secrecy. But one of those enhancements require us to reach out to any of you guys or anybody that you know that likes Stadia or likes talking about Stadia and likes reporting the news. If you know of anybody that's interested, damn, I slapped the hell out of my keyboard, that's interested in reporting on Stadia news as it happens, give us a buzz. Reach out to Jack Deslip or I. Or you can send something to, you go to the contact us page and contact us that way. Let us know that you're interested. Preferably, I would just hit up Jack Deslip on Twitter. Let them know that you're interested. There might be some monetary compensation involved. We could talk about all that offline. But if you're interested in writing about Stadia as news happens, reach out to us. Let us know. Preferably hit up Jack. If you can't get a hold of Jack, reach me. Or if all else fails, send something to our feedback forums. You can hit the contact us, and we'll kindly get back to you and get things rolling. All right. So wanted to get that out of the way. Give me one more second. Hold on. Didn't want to be the grossest host in the world and blow my nose live on air. Sorry about that. All right. So let's shut out this chat, man. Y'all are rocking it today. And let me flip. Oh, holy cow. Why? There's just a whole bunch of stuff happening today. I just can't get it going. Hold on. Oh, okay. There we go. We're going to do this. We're going to do a little something like this. I'm gonna put this over here because for the live sessions, MM2K, you got to be able to see what people are saying, man. They could be talking about your mama. All right, let me put that back up here. Open mic, says Dr. StreamX. We got Simulcur. What's up, people? What's up, people? Who else we got here? We got David Winston. Said thought I was late. Hey, everyone. It's my homie Stadia Pro Gaming. What's going on? Good to see you, brother. David Wendell's in the house. He says, howdy. Who else? We got Stefan Sabal. He says, what's up, everybody? Good to see you, brother. We got the homie Ron Slusher in here with the popcorn and the soda. My take, remember, David Wendell says, my take on 100 Gate, it allows me to easily filter Yes! Yes, Dave, you get it. It allows me to easily filter more content appropriate to me. Yes. Nothing more, nothing less. Absolutely. You got it, brother. Caliphate 93. It's MM2K. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. We got Dr. StreamX says, yo, and Psalmist Pro. Thank you, brother. Psalmist was over there. Now, Psalmist hey, Psalmist, I know I went off air all of a sudden with that controversial take on Stadia 100. I'm going to follow up on it, though. I'm not going to follow up on it here. I'm going to follow up on it, though. Stay tuned. You're going to hear where not just you, not just the members, but the public can get my unfiltered response to 100 Gate. I think it's time to reflect, because in order for us to reflect and move forward, we got to learn from our mistakes from the past. If you don't learn from your mistakes from the past, then you're not going to move forward in a solid fashion. Okay, so we're going to talk about 100 Gate, and I'm going to explain where in a little bit. But we got more people coming in. Simba said, yo, what's up, Simba? Good to see you. And, oh man, Mr. Trouble himself. As soon as your comment pops up, sir, we're going to address you, sir. Mr. the Trouble Man. Who called himself the Trouble Man? Was it T.I.? I think T.I. called himself the Trouble Man. Stadia, for some reason, don't like you, Mr. Trouble Man. Oh, there you go. There you go. No, it's still not popping up your comment. Now, what the hell's going on here? The Trouble Man's here. My brother, there he goes. Hold on. What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? My brother and your mama knows. All right. So let's talk about it a little bit in a celebratory fashion, because like I said, there's going to be a bigger venue where I'm going to talk a little bit more openly about this, because I, again, think it's important to learn from our mistakes so we can move forward as a community. We've gone through our ups, we've gone through our downs, and it's time to learn, from this, so we can build a better community because of it. So here's how I got, and honestly, I got to give a shout out to my and Stadia Pro Gaming. It's all gravy, brother. I got your message. I didn't get a chance to check out the one part, but I got your message. It's all gravy, brother. I got you. We gonna get it together. My bad, because I should have reached back out. But so look, shout out to And Your Mama Knows, because what's that, Jim and Tammy Faye Baker? I have sinned. I forgot it was the year anniversary of Stadia 100. I completely forgot about it, right? And what helped remind me is our good brother And Your Mama Knows, aka the cowboy. He put out a video, or a reminder, a retweet of a video that at the time, if you would have looked at it, you probably would have said, oh man, this is causing drama and this is bad, but it was pivotal because, and y'all know how I am, I'm all about receipts. It's pivotal because it crystallized a period in time that cannot be denied. And it cannot be denied because now we have what was being said at that period in time opposed to the reality. And it's why I'm always on the other end of this mic screaming and yelling and telling y'all I don't give a damn about your emotions. It's all about the facts. It's all about the facts. It's all about the facts. And when you're in a sea of rhetoric and words and jargon, you got two choices to get out of that or to survive that. You can either grab the anvil and sink with your emotions, or you can get carried to see another day by the life raft of facts. And I know sometimes the things that I say come out jagged, they come out sharp. I get called a drill sergeant at home. My wife just told me, you know what? It's like you got split personality syndrome. As soon as something happens that you don't like, you turn into this person that I don't like. And I'm like, look, I just want to make sure that things get done accurately and things are said and done responsibly and promptly. It's not an attack on anybody. But if I see you bullishing and my time is on the line, I'm not going to sit there and say, and when I say bullshit, I don't mean making a mistake. I mean, you just not taking a regard of what's being said or done. You're doing it purposely, either because you have an agenda that is selfish and you're not thoughtful of me. When that happens, nope. Let's take, as my mentor, Next Gen 720 always says, I'm taking his moniker. Let's take the biggest knife out of the drawer. Let's cut the BS out. Let's cut it out. You know what you're doing, and you know what you're doing ain't right. There's a reason why I'm behind this mic, and I do that. I've been doing this since 2017. I've gotten into debates with people, and they just utter things just so they could win a debate. So I know the emotional pull that people have with not telling the truth. And I am here, only here, for one reason: to shine a light on the truth. It's not to line dance. It's not to bake a turkey. It's not to save people from burning buildings. It is to shine a light on the truth. That's it. Now, in the interim of me doing that, we have created some fantastic bonds, some great friendships. I love you guys. You guys have been so supportive because I am a carer of people. That's why a lot of times in response to this situation, I was very sharp and jagged in my response because it was the taking of something that was innocent and pure to help solidify a gap that was present, and it was being misconstrued for personal agenda reasons. And I remember, I'll never forget the time that really made it pivotal for me, where I've had probably not one of my finer moments. Some people say, no, we like what you did, but it wasn't one of my finer moments, where I was sitting at a restaurant with my wife. I had promised my wife I was putting down the phone. I was giving nothing but attention to her. And something just said, you know what, check your phone. And I checked my phone, and somebody had reached out to me and they said, man, I want to thank you so much for you doing the Stadia 100 thing. You trying to bring us back together. I see what you're doing. I just had to let you know behind the scenes, because I'm so leery of the backlash that I would receive if I support you openly. But just because you don't see me supporting you openly, I want you to understand that I appreciate what you guys are trying to do for the community and how you're actually trying to bring people together. I saw that, and again, the emotional, even though I said, y'all got to check y'all emotions. Sometimes it'll make you sink. I'm human too. I saw that, and it enraged me. It enraged me so bad that my wife, who was innocent, who was doing nothing but just wanting to have dinner with her husband, me and her got into this big ass argument in the restaurant, and we had to leave. I don't like when people are lied to, or the truth is deliberately twisted for your own agenda. I am here to combat that. That's it. That's it. I'm not here to bake you pies. I'm not here to toast your bread. I'm not here to kiss your babies and put them to bed. I'm here to make sure that there's a light put to the truth. That's it. And this era is symbolic to so much crap being put out there versus a good cause that I had to recognize. I'm screaming and spitting all over my pop filter now, because I can, in a celebratory fashion. But when all this was happening, I had to say to myself, am I going to sink and swim? Or am I going to sink or swim? Am I going to see? Let me get my emotions out of it, because I know why this is happening. I know exactly why this is happening. We'll get to that at an appropriate time. But it's bigger than me, or bigger than how I feel. I truly want to bring the people that care about the platform, that are enthusiastic about the platform, back together and give them a path to enjoy the platform the way that I was enjoying it. That's it. There was no supremacy involved. No chucking no babies out of moving trucks. It was none of that. It was basically, we saw a gap. We weren't seeing the community activities like we used to see and enjoying each other in camaraderie. We didn't even know where to showcase the new talent. I remember looking at one of the circulations that used to go out and then finding out through conversation that it was no longer going to be pursued. And I said to myself, I said, wow, that's a mighty feat that person went through. And wow, they did a fantastic job doing it. That sucks. It's not going to be pursued anymore. I can't do it at this moment. But what can we do instead to first connect people to content? What can we do to connect people to content? Because one of the things that the video revealed that my good brother Anthony put out there is that there was this mind state that everybody knew where to go to find content creators. And see, this is where, and again, I'm not trying to be the old man shaking my fist at the window, but this is where sometimes we're too smart for our own good, because we don't understand that when we apply ourselves in new regions, we got to start that learning process all over again. Like, I'm a manager, or I was a manager of managers at a Fortune 500 company. I've talked to the biggest stars in the world. I've been in multi-million-dollar lawsuits, negotiating some of the biggest contracts in the world. So yeah, I have a lot of experience under my belt, but I had to start from square one when I did this content creation thing, because this was something totally new. I didn't come in here and say, I work for this big prestigious firm. You guys didn't hear none of that from me for a whole year until there were doubts about, well, does he know what he's talking about? And I had to put the resume out there. But you guys didn't hear that from me for at least a year, because none of that mattered. It helped a little bit here and there, but this is a whole new thing. This is something new. And what I'm saying is, a lot of people that were doing this in 2019 or 2020 didn't understand this was something new, and you can't have that same gravitas that you had before. You had to learn from the beginning. And learning from the beginning means that just because we as content creators have access to everybody that's new, because the new people are coming to us. Hey, MM2K, I love your content. You inspire me. Can I get on the SSC podcast? Hey, and your mama knows I love what you're doing, man. I want to be a cowboy too. Hey, look, when can I get on your show? They come to us. So we're on top of everything. But the average Joe Schmo that's just living life and maybe catching on shows when they can, they don't know about that. So I constantly get flooded with, oh man, I miss the old days when they constantly was hitting us up and letting us know about this new content. I don't know where to go. I mean, I enjoy y'all, don't get me wrong, but when y'all are done with what you're doing, I don't know where else to go. See, when you don't get out of the gravitas of your own intelligence, sometimes you get stuck in that muck. In other words, what I'm trying to say is you got to humble yourself. And I completely humbled myself in this process. It may not sound like it all, but no, you're not going to piss on my head and tell me it's raining, but I humbled myself in this process. I didn't walk around with a big stick. Yeah, I did this and I did. If I showed you guys, if I was allowed to show you guys where I worked and who I worked with, your heads would probably explode. But besides killing off listeners, it doesn't even matter, because this is a whole new skill set that I need to learn, and I need to respect the craft. And regardless, if you do what I do for a career or you wash off cabbage. It doesn't matter. Respect the craft and humble yourself. So I humbled myself, and I always beat the path with the average listener. So it's not about what I know or what I feel. I always went by the pulse of the community. And the pulse of the community is we don't have access to this stuff anymore. There's a lot of dynamics changing. This person is doing this, and I don't know where to go anymore. And I'm sitting there like, damn, well, what can we do? And what we did do is we created a hashtag. Now that may sound crazy, but let me explain to you why it's not. We created a hashtag. What did that hashtag do? Let's talk about what that hashtag did. Let me show you something. I'm energized today, baby. This is a tweet that I sent out. Shout out to And Your Mama Knows. Shout out to my brother. I said, a year later, after being pegged as a movement of supremacy that no one would use, many creators use it. Many who do openly enjoy other platforms, and it has become a helpful tool, as who was it? The homie Window, I think, said this, to find content versus discussions. That was part of the problem. People were soured on Stadia. And I'm not going to attack whether they should have been or not. You can't be wrong for your opinion or how you feel about something. It's not about how you feel, it's about how you apply it. That makes the action wrong or right. You feel the way that you feel. I've always said that. If you've been following me since day one, you can't be wrong for how you feel. It's about how you apply it. And the problem is that people were implying their dissatisfaction with Stadia with me and Bippity Bops having a conversation. Yeah, man, I enjoy so-and-so on Stadia. Man, I can't wait for this and that. What you think about? And here comes somebody into our conversation. Stadia's doo-doo. And if Stadia didn't do this, and then, hashtag Stadia. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what? Where did that come from? And it became a point to where people who searched Twitter looking for content, that was one of the ways to search Twitter, all they kept getting was arguments. That's why me and my brother, And Now Your Mama Knows, what was the slogan? Shut up and play or something like that? That's why we came up with that and we was using that. Again, I got twisted and convoluted into something else, but that's here nor there. But that's why we came up with that. Wow, man. I mean, we get it. You ain't happy. But damn, is there a little corner somewhere where we can go that still do enjoy this thing, where we can get information on streams and all this other? There's nothing anymore. So it started with a hashtag. And the hashtag was Stadia 100. Why was it Stadia 100? Because, and I'm not going to tell you here, I'll tell you later who came up with Stadia 100. It wasn't me, but it was ingenious. It wasn't me. Stadia 100 represented that we believe in Stadia 100%. That's it. We believe and like Stadia 100%. Not only, that's absurd and ridiculous. I'm going to address that, even though we're celebrating here. But we believe in Stadia. We support it 100%. Meaning, look, if you want to bicker about it or whatever, and you're doomy and gloomy, that's fine. You can do that. You can do Stadia -000 for all we care. But for those of us that are still optimistic and enthusiastic about the platform, here's where you can continue. Here's an avenue where you can continue to find content embroiled in that enthusiasm. That was it. Not no, I'm Stadia 100 all the time and everything else doesn't matter. That, and excuse my French, that was bullshit. And the people that were running with that, they knew they were bullshitting you. That was bullshit. Why? Let me run down the line. Now, Clive Linden, my brother Clive, plays Stadia, but he also built him a serious PC and he plays on Xbox. Clive got Xbox videos up there. Right? Right. Now, my homie Jack, I think he only plays on Stadia. You know what I'm saying? And that's Jack. He only plays, that's his thing. He only plays on Stadia, but he's not, he admits to you he's not the biggest gamer. But let's go to John Scar. John Scar plays every effing thing. Right? Right. And I was an administrator for a website whose majority of his focus at the time was everything but Stadia. That's why Stadia was a separate hub. We had our Nintendo people, Snow Bunny Gaming. We had our PlayStation people, the homie Rome. You know what I'm saying? We had our we had our Xbox guest guy, which was homie Dark, even though we introduced him in the Stadia and he liked Stadia too. We had our PlayStation resident, which is the homegirl Tronny. You know what I'm saying? We had the homie Proper's Place, who plays a little bit of everything. And then Storm, he plays a little bit less, but certainly not least. Storm, he plays a little bit of everything. The only thing that connected most of us, not all of us, was the fact that most of us play cloud gaming. So we ran a network that was about all platforms. You're not going to pay Storm. You couldn't pay Storm to just, even if he was still enthusiastic about Stadia, as he once was. You couldn't pay Storm to only play on Stadia. So that was bullshit. Yeah, y'all got to fire me today, baby. I had to bring it back. It's a 1-year anniversary. Let's do this. And they knew it was. It's just they were hoping that you would fall for their okie doke because they were quote unquote connected. And you would say to yourselves, well, these people wouldn't be saying this if it wasn't true. We did a show called The Commission, which the overwhelming majority of the show had nothing to do with Stadia. I have an old Twitch channel that when I was on Twitch, I probably played Stadia on there 3 times. A whole ass Twitch channel. It was BS. It was bullish. But look at us now, baby. And when I say us, I mean the community. Look at it now. And on top of all that stuff that I show you on the screen, many creators use it. Many who do openly enjoy the platforms. Became a helpful tool to find content versus discussions. And last but not least, to the motif that this would never go anywhere. Nobody's gonna utilize this. Now it's part of the Stadia Reddit. To help people find content, that's it. That's it. That's all it was for. I guess the thing that still grinds my gears is the, oh no, it was only about Stadia and you can't like anything. That's bullish. Because when you look at the people behind it and the people that supported it, we played on multiple stuff all the time. That was baloney. But then I had to take myself out of it, especially when we got to the end of 2021. At the end of 2021, things really started getting ugly. And that's why I had to remove myself. I consoled my friends and I said, you know what? I'm removing myself from a lot of this. And I said, you know, we're gonna do more member content, not because we want to put stuff behind the paywall, but because we're not going to get into this ridiculous back and forth. We're just going to let things play out as they may. And look at how they played out. First and foremost, you know, you had another attempt to call Stadia dead. By the Business Insider article, people were floating with that, and look what happened. Now we found out, no, it wasn't. They were just following the fig leaves that they had planned since 2019. They may have put more focus on this aspect of it and that aspect of it, and plans may have changed, but they're following the fig, because these are the early years. These were not the years where they were supposed to get 500 million subscribers. These are still the early years. And they had to readjust to make sure they were still on a good trajectory during the early years, because these are pivotal years to help you subsidize the stuff that you're trying to do. And if you want more data on that, go check out, again, Sound Off, where we went over that extensively. It was a great show. But, that's where we're at right now, too, where even the journalists now have stopped the Stadia's dead thing. And now we're at a point to where a year later, after you were told that people were running the streets with pitchforks trying to get you to only like Stadia or to demagogue you if you didn't like Stadia, look where we're at now. Gamers of all types, I done seen all types of people use Stadia 100. Here, shit, let's use it right now. Let's use it right now. Oh no, another baby's falling off the roof. No, let me stop. Look at this. Who else would love to see Outbreak series on Google Stadia? And then this is a tweet from the Outbreak people that they're talking about, you know, the Outbreak series. You know what I'm saying? Again, Stadia 100 is part of the Reddit output, so now we get access to a Reddit post, and this is a great post. I forgot who put this out there, but this was a great post. What else we got out here? All right, Stadia 100 a year later. Look at that. Shout out to Stadia Pro Gaming for that one. Stadia 100. You know, well, it's showing you some Stadia love stuff, some pictures, some content that you can use. All right, more Reddit stuff. When my homie went live earlier, the homie I hope you're watching your Chill Times Monday through Friday. I don't even want you here if you ain't watching Chill Times. No, let me stop now. But please watch Chill Times Monday through Friday. It's a hell of a morning show. It's a lot more chill than this. All right, my homie Jeff. And Jeff, I got your email yesterday. Thank you so much, brother. We got you set up for next week. Well, we got you actually set up for today. If you go out to pntsnetwork.com and look at the content creator section, you're on there now, brother. But my homie Jeff, me and Jeff are going to get together and talk about this, man. Look at that. He got content out there. It's Wreckfest, Stadia 100. You know what I'm saying? Look at all this stuff. Look at this stuff. We got great. And then if you're a content creator, I urge you to put this in here because people are looking. People are looking for content. Let me give you an example why this is important. And your mama knows I'm gonna get to your comment. I'm sorry, brother. I'm gonna stop rambling a little bit. When I had a conversation with a real well-to-known figure. Let me see. Y'all think I'd be lying. I'm not gonna pull him up because I'm not gonna put my brother on blast like that. Let me pull him up and see how many followers he has. Okay, so my brother has over 60,000 followers. Okay, big time social media figure for a platform. So me and him were having a conversation. We were ripping on each other back and forth, right? You know, doing what we're doing about, you know, and he's like, oh, don't nobody play Stadia. Stadia, this and that. And I said, bro, people are playing it. Are they playing it as much as your platform? Hell no, but people are playing. Oh, you're lying. So what they did is they went and they typed in just the word Stadia. And when they typed in the word Stadia, they got a lot of negative connotation stuff. Stadia sucks, the lag, this, that, and the other. But I said, hold on. Type in hashtag Stadia. And when he typed in hashtag Stadia, he got a whole different barrage of content. He's like, whoa, holy cow. Like he truly thought that I was the only person playing on Stadia. Then he saw the community. So hashtags do matter. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to go even further. We wanted a hashtag, not just of conversations, but of content, of information to keep your juices flowing about growing your knowledge base about Stadia. You got some fan service stuff in there, as Clive put together in his original video, but it was mainly about letting you know, hey, it's latest update, Stadia community, Stadia One, that's all it's about. John Scar plays everything. Project Storm plays everything. I may not play everything, but I play my PlayStation 5 and my PC. I'm releasing high quality PC streams all the time. I got another one dropping tomorrow. So that argument that it was only about the Stadia and that's how it looked, that was BS. Because all you had to do was look at our body of work and realize that wasn't it. That's what you wanted to sell it as to suit whatever agenda it has been. And the agenda could have been, I'm soured on Stadia. The agenda is, well, I don't like the people behind this effort. The agenda could have been, well, my favorite content creator doesn't believe in this, so I'm rocking with them. Whatever the agenda was, but and I don't care. We don't have to agree on things, but tell the truth. Where I come from, there's a famous line. What is it, y'all? You ain't got to lie to kick it. Just don't lie about it. But despite the lies, despite the misinformation, despite all that stuff, we were now able to present an opportunity where people are getting access to content. And this is great stuff. This is fantastic stuff. I love this. And in addition to that, now, look at that. You're getting, you know, to increase your, this is increasing your knowledge base type stuff. So I urge everybody, because it's not going anywhere. We even got a Stadia 100 retweet bot. You know what I'm saying? What I urge everybody to do, especially if you're a new content creator, because people are searching and looking through this, is use Stadia 100. And also reach out to us, because now what prompted Stadia 100 was our inability to finish up with a resource that has all the content creators on there. But now we're doing that. Now we got that too. So all the more the merrier for you to have access, for you to find the stuff that you want to look for as an enthusiast. If you're not an enthusiast, I ain't got nothing against you. I've even, this is the longest that I've been addressing any of the silly stuff. But it just shows you how people have a lack of responsibility with their words. Because when you look at the reality of it, when the dust settles, look what truly happened. So my message to all of you is, when you're listening to sections and sectors, take what they say and crystallize it and come back to it a few months later and see what the hell really happened. You'll know where to go from there. That's it on that. But happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Stadia 100, baby. Now, I know a lot of people has had a lot to say about what I've had to say, so let me get to this chat. Hold on, let me just, golly, what'd I do with my, I gotta get that screen back, no. I gotta get that screen back up, there we go. All right, let's get to this chat. I know this chat is bumping. Happy anniversary. First and foremost, my brother with the $10. Stadia 100 helped bridge together the community, and thank you for pushing it through all the negativity, MM. You are truly one of the biggest pillars of the Stadia community. Much respect to you. All right, so here's what I want to say to that. Cowboy, thank you so much for those kind words, but I don't deserve it. The community deserves it. You deserve it. And let me say this. And the deployment of this, it may have been rocky. And a lot of us that were working on deploying this, certain things may have happened, and we thought it was controversial then. But one thing I will say about my brother, and now your mama knows that he has a swagger to them that it's like it's his own unique swagger, but he's always been about the community. You know what I mean? And I think to really celebrate this and really talk about the history of this, especially because he's the one that reminded me of it. I'm gonna be a guest on And Your Mama Knows. It's about time that I make it over to the King of Content. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be there with the King of Content next week. I wanted to do it this week, but our what's it called, collided, and I told him behind the scenes, bro, you conduct the show however you want to. You ask me whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying? It's good to reflect. This is not a I told you so moment. It's good to reflect because a lot of people were being pulled in a lot of different directions, and I think this crystallizes the best path forward. So yeah, mark your calendars. When are we doing it? Cowboy, let the people know in the chat. I think we're doing it next week. But I'm gonna let you do all that. I don't want to steal your thunder. It's your channel, your show. You control it, brother. I'm just there to answer whatever questions got to be answered and to say happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. But yeah. So I'm going to be on Cowboy's channel. We're going to talk about that. Thank you so much, brother, for everything that you've done to help support Stadia 100 and help, again, just create this tool that was meant to bring people together. And again, if you heard my speech, my rant earlier, and you feel some type of way, I'm sorry. Maybe you could come at me. You come at me here, whatever. You come at me with Cowboy. I'm going to get more in depth with Cowboy. But it is what it is. I mean, sometimes we just got to look in the mirror and we, again, take the biggest knife out of the drawer and cut the BS out. This was an effort to get people together. I was amazed at the artistry taken to Stadia 100. It means that they want to boil the blood of babies and pour it over goats. I was just amazed. And it wasn't, and look, I know that a person is being interviewed there in that video. My ire isn't solely focused there. Because there were a gangbusters. If there was stuff that I seen in there that was like someone tried to explain what Stadia. I saw a comment. Stadia 100 was meant for people that only play Stadia, and that was the purest effing lie. That was a lie, and the person said that with the utmost certainty. This is the time that you got to crystallize what is happening, what's being said, and figure out the best foot forward. And it wasn't the person that was being interviewed that said that. Somebody said that they had nothing to do with the formulation of it, but spoke in absolutist terms what it was. That's a lie. People have agendas. And I know I'm loud. I know sometimes I can be obnoxious, but I'm not a liar. You call me a bunch of things, I'm not a liar. Because I don't like liars my damn self. I don't associate with them. Those are the only people that don't get any sympathy from me. I can't stand a liar. So you can call me a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. But this was just the rhetoric that was being thrown around. So again, if I said something that hurts your feelings, you'll be all right. You'll be okay. I mean, what prevailed was having an honest campaign to do the right thing for the community. That's what prevailed. And I'm glad it prevailed. And it prevailed because you guys wanted it. So that's all that matters as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, I'm not here. I didn't come here to do the shuffle. I didn't come here to do the shuffle with people. I came here to spotlight the truth. That's it. All right. Take that as you may, however you may. Let me see. Anthony, Unfiltered. How are you, MM2K? I'm great, brother. I am great. I'm having a combination of feelings right now. I'm grateful. First and foremost, I'm grateful that Cowboy remembered this anniversary, because I forgot it, and so therefore I'm a little embarrassed. That's another emotion I'm feeling. I'm ecstatic that I feel like I did the right decision in stepping back from this and just letting it play out, just continuing to inspire people to utilize the tool. That's all it is a tool. It's a tool within many. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's another hashtag, I'm not going to try to be sued. I'm not going to name the hashtag, but they made a banner, a phone banner. So on my phone, I wish I could show it to you guys right now. It's been on my phone since I got it. It's just a tool. If I want to see overall conversations in the community, great. I can use that hashtag. If I just want content, or if I want to build my knowledge base and not necessarily see people's different takes on things, then I use Stadia 100. Get a little fan service with it too. But you don't have to only play Stadia. If that was the case, then Project Storm, who plays everything, I don't know anybody that plays more than Project Storm. Project Storm is the personification of gamer. Now, whether you like Storm or not, whatever the case may be, that don't matter. You got to give my brother his flowers. He is the personification of gaming. My brother, look, we used to have a chat bot in the Discord that lets people in the Discord know whenever a new video is coming out. This brother makes so much gaming content because he plays games so much that the bot sent me an email and said, you're out. Your unlimited plan has been exhausted. I said, how is an unlimited plan exhausted? Well, this mammy jammy did it. You know what I'm saying? That's how much this brother. So you got to give my brother his flowers. He plays everything and you can't pay him. You're not going to stop him from playing everything. He was a user of Stadia 100. So again, that's all you got to look at. Look at the rhetoric and look at the proof behind the rhetoric. And that's why it's important to crystallize these moments and reflect on them so we know the best path forward. So I'm going through those different emotions. I'm embarrassed that I forgot. I'm ecstatic that my brother did remember. I'm happy because we get to celebrate, but I'm not going to front. I'm a little perturbed. When I watched some of that and I kind of flashed back some of the memories of it, I was a little perturbed. Because I saw some flat out lies that were disheartening. Disgusting and disheartening. And even though it was a year ago, it's still like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But it's there. And shout out to the brother and now your mama knows for crystallizing that moment in time. And because of it being there, it can't be escaped. And y'all know the best path forward. All right. Let's continue. Victor says, hiya again. I'm sorry, Vic. Oh, no, Vic, were you at, what's it called? We got Lofi Monk in the house. Yo, yo, yo. Sorry, SPG, I jumped. But hey, man, how you doing? And your mama says, I haven't been in a bad light in a bit. I'm being good, honestly. That's good. It's our history and many new people in the community. Yeah, exactly. That's why I want to see this great minds thinking like, that's why I want to have to sit down with you. Because we're going to, we're trying to fix that. We're trying to fix the knowledge gap. And what we want to do is we want to move forward. Like we want to start having the camaraderie come back. I was doing the, what's it called the other day, and a bunch of people hit me up. What about me? What about me? And I'm like, oh, damn. It's been that far off with the camaraderie that there's all this new Stadia talent, and I don't even know about them. Usually I stay up on it. I don't even know about them. People that were in the Reddit, what about me? What about me? What about me? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we got to get that back. We got to do it with events. We got to do it with something. We're going to figure out something. Ultimately, the purpose of my conversation, again, is to crystallize the history, to review it, go over it, look at what the reality that happened, opposed to the rhetoric, and come up with our best foot forward. Our best foot forward includes these events and stuff like that. So we're going to try to figure that stuff out. All right? But no, and your mama knows is 1,000% right. It's about educating people and helping them understand how we got where we're at today. He's just spitting bars on SD in here. Oh, man. Califat93 says, love listening. I appreciate you, brother. I love y'all too, man. You know what I said, MM? I'm not here to babysit grown men's feelings. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it got to a point, Cowboy, where I didn't want to say that. But as things were starting to get demonized and agendas were starting to come through and causing me to reflect on some stuff, I think I made the right decision. Ultimately, we pulled back and we said we're going to have a lot of our sharp, jagged conversations with our members. So that's why we urge people to join the member. You can join the members group at $2. It's not the look, man. By the time YouTube takes their portion, I'm happy. I'm lucky to get a pack of bubble gum. But even at that, 100% of what we put in, we put back out. I pocket none of it. It all goes back to you guys. It goes back to you guys, and it helps pay for, the stuff that we got to do. But most of it is going back to you guys. None of this goes in my pocket. We just gave away a Stadia bundle. I don't know if Geek the Sneak is here, but Geek the Sneak should have got it today. I got a thing yesterday that it was shipping, so you should have got it today. We're giving out stuff all the time. But it's just that we're in a situation where, to avoid a lot of the stuff that you watch, when you watch that video, I urge all of y'all, hey, Cowboy, drop a link to that video. They need to see, I think, before me and you even sit down, they need to see that video. It'll be an awakening for them. A lot of you are new, and this is before your time. You haven't been in the community for, y'all need to see that video. A lot of people are going to say, why are you rehashing old wounds? But no, we got to understand where the community's at, and there'll be some discussions, and I've talked to the newer people that I've been able to talk to, and they're like, what was that all about? Can you break that down for me? And we got to go through the whole history. Watch that, and that'll educate you so much on what was going on here at one point in time, and why we had to move the way that we moved, and why I did take my content and really not take all of it, not even take half of it, but take some of the more defined, sharper stuff and put it with the membership content. It'll make sense. Because I said I could be battling back and forth against lies and agenda and misinformation, or I can ignore it and I can focus on, again, the Stadia 100 mantra, which is educating people and increasing their knowledge base. And I decided the latter, and I think I made the right decision with that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm not, but I wasn't going to sacrifice that for feelings. The truth, your feelings will be okay if you follow the truth. But when you deliberately lie, now it's different when you make a mistake. I make mistakes. I've had to even do this. I had to do diss videos on myself. Hold on, let me see if I can find this video. Y'all think I'm lying again? I gotta remember there's a lot of new people here. Is MM2K, hold on. Yeah, here it goes. Here goes the video. I had to do a diss video on myself. Check it out. That's how staunch I am on the truth. It's called, wow, Stadia July Connect exposes MM2K. I had to diss myself. Look at who does that? MM2K got it wrong. See, surprising reaction to Stadia Connect. I had to drop the math on myself. The truth is important, people. Void of the truth, you have situations that I used to run into. Going into certain stores and being told misinformation, so I buy an electronic or buy a game device that doesn't suit my needs. And now you run into a situation where journalists have agendas. And their agendas aren't your agendas, but they'll lie to you and make it seem like y'all intentions are aligned. And they're not. But yeah, I had to drop a diss video on myself. Wow. So, to my homie Cowboy's point, if I'm dropping diss videos on myself, what the hell I care that you doing a little tear joker because you intentionally lied? You think I give a damn? Please. Let's continue on. But that, yeah, I didn't want to have to say it like that, Cowboy, but it's the truth. I had to let people know. The truth is first and foremost when it comes to me. Now, we could have different opinions about things that reasonably we can come at different avenues. That's different. But if you know the truth, and I know that you know the truth, and you deliberately lie, you know, you can tear jerk all you want. Christopher Torres in the house, listen in. Victor Del Maestro says, I still play Stadia daily. However, I'm not going to kid myself that it is a premium service. Fair enough. Fair enough, Vic. I don't either. I just enjoy playing on it. It gives me a way to when I'm doing my wife's rehab, 3 days a week, and I got to sit and wait for her to get through a rehab. I'm busting the hell out of World War Z out of Division 2, man. I'm having a blast. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's not a premium service yet because I do want to see Elden Ring and those other games on there, next. And hopefully the load change porting, it'll help increase that. We see that it's in its early phases, but, hopefully we'll get there. Dave Wendell says, at the time, with so many diversifying content as it is, right, Stadia 100 was great for me. Thank you, David. I'm glad, brother. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel, though, that all the heartache that we went through, God damn, over a hashtag, man. All the heartache that we went through over a hashtag. You know what I'm saying? It makes it worth it. I mean, I'm a year removed from me and my wife. It was a bad argument. I was just in a bad mood. Because again, I hate seeing people being bullied. If y'all notice me, let me go back. If y'all noticed on social media, when y'all see some of my more jagged and more rough tweets, I'm coming after somebody that's trying to bully somebody else. I never liked bullies. That was a big problem. That's why I used to get in trouble. If I don't like people. Let people enjoy their life. Let them enjoy what they enjoy. Why do you even care? Why do you care? Why do you care if somebody wants Stadia specific content? Why do you even care? If you don't want it, then fine. If you want a buffet of stuff, great, fantastic. There's something special about Stadia to where people only want Stadia related. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a big fan of Asian movies. I love Asian movies. To be honest with you, if it ain't something that I'm watching with my wife, the majority of the movies that I watch are Asian movies, of Asian content, Asian TV shows. I love Asian cinema. But there's sometimes to where there's something special about Korean movies. Korean movies just have this special flair to them, to where there's always some crazy special twist to Korean movies. That's just part of what they do with their movies. So at times, I might just look for a Korean movie. It ain't nothing against Thailand, ain't nothing against China, ain't nothing against Japan, nothing, but I just want a Korean movie. Because their movies are special. And there's something special about Japanese movies. And the anime. And then there's something special about Chinese martial arts movies. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you're in a mood for something. And there's nothing wrong with people being in the mood for Stadia. And there was a lot of people in the mood for Stadia. And they wanted to see where they could get some Stadia content. It didn't mean that you were being branded on your tongue and you had to do nothing but Stadia content. That was absurd. And I feel bad for those that fell for that okie doke. Because your favorite content creator or whoever, social media figure or whoever, was selling you that garbage. Because a year later, look at it now. Look, it's being used now by anybody that plays anything, including myself. Let's continue on. In attendance, the man from Uncle is in. Sanchez, MM2K's face reveal win. I gotta watch how I say this. Maybe, I know people have asked me this in the past, and I've always said to them, the people that I work with, we have a love-hate relationship. And, well, number one, the requirement is I can't do I'm not allowed to do a face reveal. It's crazy, but because of the work that I do, I'm not even allowed to talk to a newspaper. Anything that I do, because of what I do, I have to get approval from PR. And let's just say the Penguins are playing a game. Because I remember I was explaining this to this woman that was interviewed. I wasn't coming from a Penguins game. I used to live in a condo by the arena where the Pittsburgh Penguins played. And I was walking down to downtown Pittsburgh, and a lady thought I was coming out of the game, so she wanted to interview me. So she was talking to me, and she's like, well, what do you think about this, that, and the other? And I said, no, ma'am, you don't understand. I can't be interviewed. What's your name? Well, you can't be interviewed. Well, how they going to? And I'm like, no, I don't even want to take that risk, because I've seen people lose their jobs that work under the same conditions as I for interviews like that. So what it is anytime that I'm on social media or anywhere, any public facing thing, I have to contact our PR department and I got to get their approval. Now, if I sit there and I tell them, Well, I want to talk about video games. I want to give my real name and show my face. And I want to talk about video games. I want to get out here and I want to curse and say that this is bullish. They're going to say, no, we don't give you approval. So to compensate, I got to solely run with an alias, right? And that way, you know what I'm saying? So that's the conundrum that I'm in. But I get it. A lot of trust issues are based around the fact that I won't do a face reveal, and people think I'm not doing one because I don't, I got a booger, an unremovable booger or something like that, or I got a Henny bottle for a chin or something like that. No, it's simply I just can't do it. I can't risk it. Why not? I can't. It's not a risk. It would be a definite, dissolving. Because trust me, there's people that I know personally that I'm pretty sure they know that I do this. Because I've had some close run-ins. They know that I do this, but they realize they can't go any further with it because I've never expressed any details. But the moment I do, they're waiting. There's haters everywhere. They're waiting for me to slip up, say something, reveal something, show something, so they can go, aha, and report me and get me terminated. That's just the sick world that we're in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm used to hate. So when there was all this hoopla about Stadia 100, that's how I was able to keep my head down and we keep trucking for. Trust me, I'm used to hate. I've had it all my life. You know what I mean? But that's why I said, Chaz. And I don't want to get people's hopes up and say, yeah, but we have a love-hate relationship. I mean, if I'm not there anymore, then I don't have that contingency anymore. But until that time comes, I can't do it. But the way the relationship is now, who knows? I could go in and log in tomorrow. It's like that. So, we'll see. I don't wish that, but I mean, trust me, I will be taken care of, but I don't wish that. Nobody wants to lose their position. If anything, they want to walk away. You know what I mean? Yo, we got Suna in the house. What's up, brother? World War Z, Vic says, is an example of why Stadia is last gen. Vic is still trying to push this narrative. It's not last gen because if that was the case, then the Vision would have proved where it was next gen. Because I fire up the Vision now and it holds its own versus the next gen consoles. It's the effort. Vic, I've had this conversation. I remember when Storm was here the last session, we was talking about it's time for a boost. And I was like, no, Storm, it's not, it's the effort. And shout out to Sunny Cloud Gaming. Sunny talked about this on Sunday. Check out my brother. It's the effort. We know that the hardware is good enough. It's just that the developers don't want to give the effort, and I understand why. And it don't matter what headroom there is. Y'all think because there's this headroom that it's just going to perform, but no, it's not like that. It's not like swapping out, you know what I'm saying? Just swapping out a SD card and all of a sudden you got more space and things just become comfortable. No, you still have to develop to that. And they don't feel like developing to it. So, but people are making it look last gen, definitely. I'll coincide. They're making it look last gen. Hashtag did big things for all Stadia content. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so, Chris. And we're doing more. Like I said, we got the Stadia creator update now, which the Stadia 100 thing. That's why we did that at first. Because we couldn't get people together to do the update. But then I was able to slither out some time. I had to take a hiatus because of my wife and her health. But now we're back to doing it. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that we are, and now we got both. We got Stadia 100 and we got the update. So we're trying. There's so much new talent out there that I want them to feel like that they're embraced like how I felt embraced. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Lofi, listening. Torres in the house. Yes, sir. Boot up and shut up, as it was called. Yep, boot up and shut up. Stadia 100 SPG in the house. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Language MM2 kid. I know, man. I know. That was the part of me where I'm not going to front. I was a little perturbed because it brought back old emotions from when I was having that dinner with my wife. I want to say that was the angriest that I've probably ever gotten. I know I did it. There was a podcast that I did, and maybe I'm not going to name any names. There was a podcast that I did to where it was in response to something that somebody said, and I really let loose. But I was trying to prove a point then. So I was just purposely being a jackass. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, we gonna play this is Jackass Week. I think I called it. And I said, if you want to be a jackass, anybody that wants to get the MM2K jackass, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't angry when I did all that. I was just putting on a show and being a jackass. No, I was upset. And even the person that's being interviewed, I know I said I made amends, and I know they've said other things that would have been, you know, and they're entitled to say and feel whatever they want. I don't have any issues with them. I just think that this is a big lesson in being honest and truthful, and not to deflect, don't say, you know, this is a gatekeeping effort, when in essence your rebuttal of this is exactly that, is a gatekeeping effort. Because you had a lot of people hating on it, the effort, because they weren't part of the initial planners. But that's not good. That's not good. I want to support everybody as a community, whether I'm involved or not. You're doing great stuff for the community. Come on, let's get it known. And if ultimately we get to a point to where this is what boggles me. I'm gonna put this out here. There's a lack of unity here. There's too many silos, and there's a lack of unity. And we ain't all got to approach things from the same plateau in order for there to be unity. It's just, I think that there needs to be some defined milestones that we would like to reach. You know, we're going to have these events, or we're going to, you know, do this and do that, or let's spread each other's content. I think if we can find a common ground and do that for the community, it'll go a long way. We ain't got to look at everything the same, but there were just too many entities that were looking at it like I wasn't part of that, so I don't, you know, I can't support it. How does that? And a lot of things that happened behind the scenes, unfortunately, at that point in time, were self-centered. It wasn't thinking about you. A lot of moves and stuff that were being made at that time wasn't based upon you. Like, I could have very easily, like Google, how can I say this without? Google isn't knocking down my door to give me content or give me anything. Like, I don't get access to anything that you guys don't get access to. And I get why. I can be a controversial figure because I'm going to speak my mind. Pro is like, you know, how do we handle something like that? I get it. It's fine. But therefore I could have very easily said, look, I'm one of the loudest voices out here. I'm out here battling social media. Like, I gotta keep it real with y'all. And again, this is not to pat myself in the back. It was needed, so it was done. But I'm here to tell y'all, and can't nobody take this from me. Nobody. If it wasn't for how we fought, I fought particularly against the rhetoric on social media, I don't know what Stadia's social media presence would look like today. I mean, we fought hard. When I first came to this community, these mugs was in the shadows. They didn't tweet anything except for to the small group. It was like us. That they were in the basement. They were the doppelgangers in the basement. You know what I'm saying? When Muggs got on YouTube, they were lively and great and had all this great conversation. But when it came to Twitter, they were quiet as church mouses. And they were like that because they were being viciously attacked on social media. Stadia, everything and you mentioned Stadia in a neutral or positive light, you were getting attacked on Twitter. Who changed that dynamic? Right here. Right here. I fought everybody. And then in return, I had so many content creators come to me and say, you shouldn't be doing that. You ain't got to do that. That's not needed. But what I do know from doing this for a while is that your social, it's like Will Smith said. Now, look, I'm not trying to get into that whole situation, but when he turned to Jada, he's like, look, my social media presence is my bread and butter. Look, you ain't getting through to nobody, whether it's niche or not. If you ain't got a decent social media presence on Twitter, you can forget it, Chief. And I knew that because I was doing this long enough. And I said, hell no. Y'all can't be hiding in the caverns. Bring y'all asses out. Come on out. And I was fighting everybody. We were fighting them left and right. And then what did I start noticing? As I'm fighting, now this person's fighting behind me. Oh, word. Now 3 people's fighting behind me. Oh, word. Now 5, 10, 15, 100, 200. Oh, no, I can chill. I ain't got to bet. Now, I rarely fight anybody on social media about Stadia. Right? I rarely fight people. There's still a lot of silly stuff being said. But that started from the groundwork that we did here. And when I say that it started with me, I let the fuse, but then y'all fueled it. Y'all kept blowing on the fuse and keeping the fire lit. So this channel, rather, the culmination of all of us here that were here from the beginning, we set the social media prowess for Stadia. Because they had no social media presence without getting harassed. Content creators included. Now people can tweet about Stadia freely. You'll get a jackass here and there that says something. And what happened? The crew will come out and be like, yo, get your facts right. That started here. Now, why am I bringing that up? Because I want a trophy? No. But I could be sitting there saying, well, we opened up the bridgeway for Stadia and social media. Google should be doing more for us. No, they don't. Google don't owe me a damn thing. Google don't owe me a damn thing. I'm going to make it happen. We going to make it happen. We going to make it. We going to make it happen. All I need Stadia, they ain't gotta give nothing. All I need Stadia to do is keep growing this platform. You know what I'm saying? Get us some games, work on, try to help influence that performance. That's just continue to do what you're doing. You ain't got to stroke my main Stadia. You ain't got to give me no gifts, buy me no birthday cake, take me out to dinner. You ain't got to do none of that. Just do what y'all came here to do. Stadia don't owe me nothing. Don't owe me nothing. And I'm not here to get anything. I'm here for what? To shine the light on the truth. That's it. I'm not here to get a package. I'm not here to get a steak. I'm not here to get none of that. I love playing on this platform. I enjoy it. I'm an enthusiast of it. And I want to commence and work with other people that enjoy it as well, and extend an olive branch to others who might enjoy this. That's it. I don't need a check. Because I'm here for y'all. Also, ultimately, that makes me here for y'all. And I nothing against those that want to see growth and want to see this and want to see that. No, there's nothing wrong with that. But understand, you got to make that happen. See, I grew up differently. Because I think different, people always try to make me an outcast, right? Because I never just like went with the flow just to go with the flow. I always went with what I felt was right. So people always tried to make me. So my trust of people until I get to know them was always, you know what I'm saying, razor thin. So whenever I want to do something, I'm never holding on to anybody's leg anyway. We got to get it done. It just got to get done. But what made it even better is, and I said, those that see the vision, that also want to get things done for the betterment of the community, will just come on board. Plenty that I wish won't. But those that can appreciate what we're doing will come on board, and we'll make this happen. And that's great, because now we ain't sitting there holding Stadia. Let's Google, please. Please. Now we ain't doing that. We give kudos to them putting this platform out here. We give kudos to them recognizing that, you know, changes need to come. We give kudos for them working on that and helping that to happen. And that's what that's all we need them to do. If they want to do anything extra, hey, look, like what's the slogan say? We ain't too proud to ask. but I'm not begging. Because we're going to make, this channel's going to make it happen. Right? So just cut a little bit different, man. Stadia made it so easy hardware-wise, SPG says, to stream, hence why I stream Stadia and support it so much like it's magic. That's the same, me, you know, great minds think alike again, SPG. That's why I love Stadia so much, because it really, like, I was Cold Blood Sensei, y'all know him. He's an ultimate Stadia hater. He was there. I had a break. Look, man, I'm being transparent with y'all, man. We like family. I almost had a breakdown. Live on air. And that's why I love my brother Cold Blood. Y'all be like, why y'all bother with this dude? That's why I love my brother Cold Blood Sensei, because he talked me out of that breakdown. What happened? I just want, you know, I got to a point to where in gaming, I wanted to stream. Like, it got to a point to where I didn't want to game unless I could stream it. And so I went and bought a new computer, had a 2070 in it, you know, beefed it up with memory and all this stuff. And I still couldn't get 1080p 60 on Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And that was my favorite game at the time. And I said, this doesn't make any sense. And it was something with the heart. I was talking to Streamlabs and something was going on. And I just, something crazy was happening. And I was just floored. And I'm going crazy. I'm literally like, I'm glad no, I'm transparent, but I'm glad y'all ain't see that, man. That was ugly. I was just like, I was real pathetic sounding. And I'm like, man, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really going through the motions, trying to figure out why I can't get my 60 frames per second. And Cold Blood was like, man, calm down. Like, relax, man. Just relax. He talked me through it, and I just ended the stream, and I gave up gaming for a couple weeks. Because, again, I was in a place where I only wanted to game if I could stream it. It's a weird place, but those of you that stream, y'all know what I'm talking about. I feel like it's a missed opportunity to share your enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? So then I came back, and a couple weeks later, I got my Stadia Pro bundle, and I played Destiny 2, and I did a live showing of that, and the rest is history. And I got then Borderlands 3 came out. The rest is history. Rest is history. The Stadia changed my gaming life. I think it refocused my thoughts on gaming in the right place. See, before I was chasing polygons and compute units. And I was, at the beginning, I was like, yeah, Stadia's going to have some great polygons and compute units and all this other stuff. I was way out there at the beginning. I didn't understand. I had to learn. I had to be learned, y'all. I had to be learned. But then I understood that, yes, on a technical aspect, yeah, they're going to make improvements. They're going to make improvements for sure. But what I started to understand was that it was more about the early years growing and solidifying your base. And, they went through a patch to where they didn't meet a milestone, but now they're trying to change that and all that other stuff. And I realized, okay, so that means that because they're going through this pivot, I'm not going to get the polygons and the compute units in the way that I would like them. But if I go to where the polygons and the compute units are better, am I willing to give up the convenience factor? The thing that really got me infused in gaming again. And I had to make a decision, and the decision was no. Like Stadia, what they're offering, opposed to what they don't have, is still more appealing than what's out there for me. You know what I mean? Not saying I don't still play the other stuff. Yeah, definitely still play the other stuff. But MM2K, your Stadia 100, you're not supposed to play anything else. Yeah, whatever. But you still play the other stuff. But my thing is that Stadia has refocused my attention on what's important to me as a gamer. And I do cherish polygons and compute units. That's why I got a 3070 sitting in my PC and I do my high quality videos. But more than that, and I like to have my steak and have my hors d'oeuvres, but more than that, I need my convenience and I need my accessibility and all that stuff. It's fantastic stuff. Shout out to the brother G Million. He said, this dude is sick. This is a sick puppy. Matter of fact, all of today's super chat, I think I'm gonna send it to G Million. This dude is a sick puppy. We gotta get him some help. You know what I mean? We're gonna cancel this month's giveaway. We're gonna get this guy some help. He said, I just peed my pants. Dude is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at. We still got time. MM2K. Hold on, let me I'm gonna get back to you, Vic. Califet says Stadia 100 helped me get out there. Oh, that's what's up, man. He said because of it, someone introduced me to Ray and Red Dead Online. See, that's what I'm saying. That's all we saying, man. That is all we're saying. It's all we want is to connect people to the content that they seek. That's it. It was no game. This wasn't colors. This wasn't that. This was connecting people in a positive way to the content that they want. If you don't want it, fine, just walk past it. You know what I mean? Shout out to the homie, Purple Haze. Oh, hold on, that's not Purple Haze, this is Purple Haze. With the pair character doing a classic mic drop. I appreciate you, thank you so much. Thank you so much as always. M2K, why did you have to help people find content? Isn't that Stadia's job? Stadia dropped the ball and they left the content creators like you holding the bag. I love Vic. Vic always makes my Stadia live sessions. Vic, I was waiting for you. It's like you was trying to contain yourself. I was waiting for you. Here's the thing, Vic. Hey, can I show you something, brother? Hold on. Let me do this. Because this was part of Sound Off. This is why y'all need to check it out. If you're members, check out Sound Off. All right, so this is a NASDAQ article. How cloud computing is changing the world of games and gaming. Let me read y'all this sector right here. This is from NASDAQ. Again, this ain't from Jenny and them's Chicken Shack. This is NASDAQ. All right, y'all see that up top? NASDAQ. Just want to make sure y'all can see the NASDAQ. All right, not, Bobby Lowe and them's. All right, so here it is. While cloud gaming is currently a minuscule part, again, I repeat, a minuscule part of the video game industry, its scope could be huge. Today's video gaming engages around 2.8 billion globally, and this number is expected to exceed 3 billion by 2023. Over the time, the number of gamers and the amount of time spent playing and watching video games has increased, according to an Entertainment Software Association report. It continues to say, according to another estimate, the global gaming market is expected to reach a value of 256 billion by 2025. Why did I read this, Vic? Because, I need to continue. It is estimated that the cloud gaming revenues will exceed 1 billion for the first time in 2021. We know now it's at 1.5 billion because of Newzoo. The global cloud gaming market size is projected to be 7.24 billion by 2027, with an impressive growth rate of 47.9. All right, so why did I point this out? Because even though all this impressive stuff is going on, and even though now this is 1.5 billion for 2021, look at that. It's only 1.5 billion of 189 billion for 2021. And this projection is probably higher too. Cloud gaming has a low ceiling. There was also some additional information from Newzoo that I really can't tell y'all because of the stipulations of the thing. I think what I can tell y'all is that there's going to be 160 million potential cloud gaming consumers in these early years. That's not a heck of a whole lot. Globally, there's about 160 million. Okay. So what that means, Vic, is that it has a low ceiling. Because of that low ceiling, now's not the time to be going crazy with advertisements. You don't really see anybody going crazy with advertisements. Geforce now is in way more territory, so it kind of may make sense if you see a little bit more there. You see a lot more posted from them in places, but cloud gaming just has a low ceiling right now. So what Stadia utilizes is something called grassroots marketing when it's trying to do a rollout of these services until they get more popular. So yeah, they do utilize a lot of word of mouth to get access to their service. Do I agree that Stadia maybe want to tune it up a little bit more and they could fine tune their message a little bit more and it could be better? I do agree with that, but I think they're in the right vicinity and it makes sense, again, for grassroots marketing. And two, grassroots marketing is why this community exists and there's nothing like it anywhere else in the cloud industry. So apparently Google's doing something right. Think about it, Vic. We're saying all this, but you only know of me because of the community. GFN, Luna, X, they can't get that. You can't. GFN's over here trying to poach us every other day. They can't get it together like how Google is because they've been doing this for a while. Now, has Google done it perfectly? No, no, I'll be the first to admit that. But they're doing something right. That grassroots community, they doing something right. There used to be a lady by the name of, what was her name, Bip? Was it Raindrop? I think it was Raindrop. She used to play Division 2 with me, Bip, and some other content creators. She worked at Google. Real sweet person. Really informative too. She would be in the chat and stuff like that. We tried to get her on the podcast, but I don't think she was allowed. I wonder if she's still at Google. I think it was Raindrop. Let me know, Bip, if that was her name. She was kick ass in Division 2. Love playing with her. She would inform us in the chat. Yeah, this is part of Google's plan. The grassroots marketing, and they would monitor it. Everybody else is wasting time trying to poach instead of doing their own thing. Like, I think GFN totally is missing the mark. And I got to be honest. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, and I'm not. And any of my PNTS brothers and sisters that are working with GFN and putting content together, I apologize for this. But this is my words and my words only. I think whoever's the head of their marketing campaign needs to be terminated. Because it's not working. And GFN's potential reach is so much bigger than cloud gaming. You're a PC gaming extension that happens to use cloud technology. That's your bread and butter marketing. Yeah, you can gloat when people pull out numbers. Yeah, we're the biggest cloud gaming. We got 50 million active users. But you get there by promoting the fact that, hey, are you sick and tired of having to get are you sick and tired of trying to find a new video card? And when you do finally find one, they developed a new game to where it's obsolete in 3 months? Get GFN. This notion that they want to keep poaching over here, they're punching down, to be honest with you. Look, man, if y'all want, and let's talk some zeros, NVIDIA, straight up. Let's talk some zeros. If you're giving me more zeros than what my company's giving me, then, you know what I'm saying, I'll be a consultant. I truly got the experience under my, because I'm feeling sorry for you. And people say, why are you feeling sorry for GFN? They have 15 million users. All those users aren't paying users, for one. And for two, if people see that 15 million and think that GFN is so far from Stadia, if they so far from Stadia, they wouldn't be over here poaching. Think about it. They wouldn't be over here poaching. Think about it. It's like that one report that showed that streaming was 2% over there in UK, but 40% of it, people in the survey said that they was using Google Stadia. GFN is either slightly above that or slightly below that. And if it's like that in the UK, I can guarantee you it's like that here in North America as well, or in the US at least. So, have they done it perfectly? Have there been some things that made you smack your head and say, no, you didn't. You could have been a little bit more transparent or that, or you could have done it. Yes. But all of them have made mistakes. You can point out to all of them where they flubbed their messaging on the cloud or made some intricate errors. But if you look at as far as who's getting the best message out, it may not be perfect. It may not be Xbox console or PlayStation 5 console level. But when you look at all the cloud platforms, you can tell who's doing it the best. Who got the best community? Who got the biggest community? And this community was attacked. They've been attacked. Who's still holding strong? You can look at social media engagements. The other platforms don't even, as far as social media engagements, the other platforms don't even compare. When you look at them all together, they don't even compare. So we can look at Stadia as a failure, which I think is erroneous, Vic, or we can say, look, Stadia had some flaws. Definitely, there's things they can do better. But when we look at the other ones, I mean, the purpose of your messaging is to get people together and get people enthused about your platform. There's no bigger group more enthused in the Stadia community. And even though we don't congregate and do what we used to do, the Stadia community is still the strongest community. They still are. Period. SPG says Ray is a master bridge builder. Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's my brother, Sneaky Ray. Chariot Man! What's up? They said, let me see what else we got here. Always watch Chill Times. That's right, Purple Haze. Always watch it. Never miss the episode of Chill Times. That's my show. I know I'm behind. Here, let me scroll down to the bottom. I'm seriously behind. G Million with his nasty. G Million is nasty. Let me get to the bottom here. Okay, all right. So I know I'm missing. Let me start with. Okay. Bud in the house, mommy. But it says Stadia gets cross-platform everywhere else except here. Why release it? Makes it feel incomplete. Yeah, I remember me getting into heat with everyone. I was the bad guy in the community, but I still represented Stadia. I don't fight anymore either. Twisted Barber! Barber! My brother, how you doing, man? How you doing, Twisted? Good to see you, man. I'm glad I scrolled down. I almost missed you. Hey, Twisted, you know why I'm excited? You know we gotta get ready for that division. Twisted Barber! That's my bro. Ron Slusher in the house. What else we got in here? Suda says, I still play on PC, but it's just something about Stadia and Luna. I wait for games to hit those platforms now unless I really want to play it. Tristan Barber says, I believe that the 4K option will roll out with the next level of engines really starting hitting new release games. I hope so. I mean, I want to see better performance. I just hope that there's more effort put into it. Geek the Sneak. Hey, Geek, did you get your package yet, brother? They told me they shipped it. Geek the Sneak in the house. Project Storm is in the house. He says, what would you say about Jiffin, homie? I might sit in the van. Yeah, yo, I can dig it. Oh, man. All right, we all caught up. We all caught up. But yeah. That I said we were going to talk about cloud growth. And I said we were going to talk about EverSpace. I'm going to wrap them up. I did give some cloud growth numbers to all the haters that said that cloud gaming was dead. You know, how does it feel to be wrong? How does it feel to be wrong? Y'all said cloud gaming was dead. It doubled its performance. And then there was a lot of people that said in that report, well, MM2K, they're probably thinking, MM2K, why are you excited? That new Zoo report doesn't mention Stadia. They actually do. I got access to a special, I want to say condensed version, you know, that I don't think it's for public consumption. And it's very clear that they refer to Stadia. As a matter of fact, let me find where they specifically talk about Stadia. They just don't mention Stadia on the shorter slides that you guys see because, I mean, you'll see the Stadia logo, but when they don't talk about Stadia in words because they interviewed, GFN was one of the main people that they interviewed. Like they really interviewed NVIDIA. And there was like Utomic, I think, and some other companies that they interviewed. They just got data on Stadia. So for those of you that think that this data doesn't include Stadia, you're extremely mistaken. Let me show you why. First and foremost, okay. So the first thing they say when they talk about the methodology on what they defined as cloud gaming when they got their numbers. They said, we define cloud gaming revenues as the amount the market generates via consumer spending on cloud gaming services and games played via the cloud. This includes digital full game purchases, in-game spending, and monthly fees for cloud platforms like Geforce Now and cloud-powered subscriptions like Stadia Pro. So when they're looking at the game revenues, services like Geforce Now and Stadia Pro are part of it. Well, how come we don't know it? Because y'all ain't no damn analyst. That's why. When it comes to analysts, they got to respect the game. There's NDAs and disclosures and stuff like that, and that's why the information is not public. So don't give them information as long as it gets lumped in with something, because they don't want people to know the individual numbers. And the same thing with GFN. That's why GFN don't put dollar amounts out there. They just say, hey, we got 15 million subscribers. Then you got an Ampere group that come behind them and say, but that 15 million, most of them they ain't paying that. You know what I'm saying? So you feel me? So everybody is being a little close to the vest about the numbers. It ain't just GFN. I mean, it just ain't Stadia. Stadia is just being close about everything. You know what I mean? But okay, another instance where they bring up Stadia is when they talk about cloud gaming revenues. Again, all consumer spending on cloud gaming services and games played via the cloud. This includes digital full game purchases, in-game spending, and monthly fees to use cloud services and subscriptions. For example, Stadia Pro. And final one I'll give you is they talk about this thing called serviceable obtainable market, SOM. What that means is it's an estimate of how many people can be reached with the cloud. Basically, that's me really super paraphrasing it. They say the number of people who can realistically be considered potential users of a service. They must be somewhere where the service is available, aware of the service, and interested in it conditionally. And they give an example: Stadia, Google's cloud gaming service that launched in November 2019. Okay. All right. So hopefully that makes sense to y'all, that cloud gaming ain't going anywhere. It done doubled its projections. I mean, we kind of already knew that it was heading in this path. I put something out there, and the usual naysayers, they ain't got nothing to say because they really want cloud gaming to die. But what you guys got to understand is that gamers have to be ready for a renaissance. I know we want these cloud platforms to blow up, and we say, oh, and that's why I get on GFN, because GFN, if they change the wording, it's a psychological thing when it comes to cloud gaming. It's not like that cloud gaming isn't capable. Like, if developers were willing to put in the work, I think we would have seen Stadia 2.0. We would have been seen it, but they're not willing to put in the work. So because they're not willing to put in the work, they're developing this tool set beforehand. But GFN with its 3080 tier, with the numbers that it shows you on paper and the things that it can do, it's showing you that cloud gaming can close that gap. Really, they can. It's not that cloud gaming isn't capable. It's just that the community doesn't believe in it yet. Hence its low ceiling. And if the community doesn't believe in it yet, you're kind of hard pressed to go all out and spend all this money on marketing, opening servers, and all that other stuff. Like, let me show y'all one more thing too. I'm gonna show y'all one more thing too. And then we're going to take some questions and we're going to pack it up, because I'm having too much fun today. Many people think that OnLive failed because it just wasn't a good enough service, like it just couldn't hang with the coin. That's the furthest thing from the truth. OnLive failed for multiple reasons. Those reasons include, what y'all want Stadia to do, put servers everywhere without confirming that they're going to get usage. A revenue leak. Another thing that y'all want Stadia to do is to leak revenue and go above the ceiling. And lastly, they sour partnerships. Again, another thing y'all want Stadia to do. When Saber Interactive don't do what Stadia wants them to do, Stadia needs to get stern with them and tell them off. I'm going to show you what happens when you tell them off. So, first and foremost, let's highlight some things that happened. Okay. So it says 3.5 years later, Perlman, the CEO of OnLive, locked himself in a conference room for a week to figure out what to do with the failing company. The problem was simple. OnLive never made any money. and it was burning through as much as $5 million a month. As Perlman himself during the fateful all-hands meeting in the company deployed thousands of servers. Again, problem number one, the company had deployed thousands of servers that were sitting unused and only ever had 1,600 concurrent users. We know Stadia got way more than that. I mean, we're banking on like a few 100,000, you know what I'm saying? Anywhere between 200 to 500,000, you know what I'm saying? Might be more, you know. But we know Stadia got more than 1,600 concurrent users. And look, they got all, and look, they only got 60, but they had all these unused servers. That costs money. So when people say expand Stadia, without all the groundwork being made, you got servers sitting there operating, that's a waste of money. Also, it says officially the company states that it had 2.5 million users and 1.5 active users, but staffers tell us that the count of every single person who signed in for a free account or tried in the last year. The other thing you need to understand is that many of those users never paid a dime. One of OnLive's most compelling features was that you could instantly try a time-limited demo of any game without having to install a thing. We had single-digit income a lot of days after launch, one employee told us. So you may look at that and say, oh, well, isn't Stadia doing that? No, Stadia is not doing that with every single game. They're doing that with a selection of titles, meaning you're not going to be able to run through this whole catalog and not pay and utilize the servers and not pay anything. But y'all wanted Stadia to do that. Guess what happens? On live. I'm going to call it the Perlman effect. I hope Dusty is still here because we remember that from Sound Off. The Perlman effect. Y'all wanted Stadia to do this. Waste more money. That's why they're not doing it. Online, it did another thing. Online failed to secure the most important reason that gamers migrate to a new platform. Top tier games. Now, Stadia almost fell victim to this. Electronic Arts and Activision, two of the biggest video games publishers with no shows on live. Negotiations fell with Bethesda, maker of the wildly popular Oblivion, Skyrim, Valve, Half-Life, Left 4 Dead, Team Fortress, and Portal. Now you guys are saying, well, they're not on there, but they're working to get them on there. Here's what OnLive did to deter those games coming on there, where Stadia's working to get them on there. The thing is, Electronic Arts was actually on board. Former staffers told us that Mass Effect 2 and Dragon Age Origins were ready and would have launched on day one if it wasn't for Steve Perlman. The Perlman effect, remember that. At GDC 2009, when OnLive revealed itself to the world in style, a rival named Gaikai did the same behind closed doors, and when Gaikai CEO David Perry came by the OnLive booth to greet his competitor, Perlman started screaming at him. On June 17, 2010, the day OnLive launched, Gaikai announced a multi-year deal with Electronic Arts. Perlman received the news at the E3 booth of 2010. He went ballistic. One witness recalls, we had to slam the conference door shut and crank up the music so people wouldn't hear him. Perlman told EA he wanted exclusivity, even though Gaikai only offered game demos via the web rather than playable purchases. When EA refused, Perlman ordered his staff to remove all EA titles from OnLive. We're instructed in no uncertain terms to pull the EA games at the very last minute. One staffer related, one ex-staffer related, Mike McGarvey, CEO at the time, argued against this move, but Perlman wouldn't hear it. Shortly after the launch, McGarvey was sidelined. What is the headline here? Former staffers told The Verge that Steve Perlman was the technical genius beyond OnLive. His ego was the company's undoing. How the paradise of streaming games was undone by one man's ego. That ego included all of the crazy stuff that y'all want Stadia to do today. Y'all argue for Stadia to just open servers. Just put them out there. The people will come. No ground plan, nothing. Nope. Perlman effect. Y'all want Stadia to just make everything accessible. Just make it all accessible. Oh, nope. Perlman effect. Oh man, when you have a problem with a third-party dev, do what Perlman did. Yell at him, curse him out. I don't need you. Permanent effect. Do you see how your emotions would have had this company sink within the first 5 minutes? Permanent effect. Oh, I don't like what Saber Interactive done, so we're gonna go online and say that they screwed up this game. Guess what? Saber Interactive and all of them say, we don't need you. You're not keeping our lights on. Goodbye. This is what y'all don't understand. And this is why lineage means a lot. Why a lot of you, before you hit send on Twitter, you need to talk to somebody that was around back then. This is why lineage matters. What is different then than what's different today is everybody loved On Live. On Live was the community darling. It was the darling of the gamers and the reporters. The media was optimistic on Live, right? But the problem is that despite even being the media darling, despite where gamers wanted, this is where gamers wanted gaming pushed to, was this being an option. Developers even then said, screw you. They said, screw you. It tells you right here, On Live was the media darling from day one. It was so exciting watching the Twitter traffic of On Live that day. Initially, we were forwarding news articles to each other. It was the media darling. What happened? The developers still said, we don't need you. So if the developers said it then when everybody was gung-ho about it, what the hell do you think they're going to do now? Understand, Stadia is in a rock and a hard place. Great technology, but they opted at the beginning not to really smooth out that porting process, which porting, I know when cloud gaming gets to its apex, it's about cloud native and all this crazy stuff that only Stadia is going to be able to do. But right now in these early years, nobody's building them experiences right now. The bread and butter is with dedicated device experiences. So that's how you're going to subsidize your growth efforts. So they didn't, in the front end, really smooth out this porting process enough. So you're getting instances to where even though, and it's not sustainable to keep giving people $20 million to port a game over. That was never part of their plan. They were hoping that if they reached 1 million subscribers, developers would see the promise, they would come on. And that didn't happen, unfortunately. Hold on one second. So what ended up happening was they had to refocus and make their porting process smoother like all the other platforms. If you look at all the other platforms, developing and porting for them is easier. See, they're easier to develop for in the front end, but in the back end, they might lose out. But we're 10 years off from the back end where we're starting to see cloud native games to where, you know what I'm saying, Stadia on the front end was a little bit more, it wasn't like rocket science, but it required a little bit more effort than developers wanted to put in the cloud. So they got to walk a fine line. Because if you better make this 4K 60 and meet all of our certifications, they are going to leave. Just like they left On Live. They looked at On Live and said, you ain't doing nothing for us. Who are you? Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. They don't care. They got to keep their lights on. And now you're talking about COVID? Come on. All the stuff that y'all want Stadia to do today is the exact same stuff that OnLive did and why OnLive plummeted. How does that make you feel? How does it feel? How does it make you feel? That all that emotional jammer that you had over these past 2 years, Stadia needs to do this, Stadia better do that, is the exact same thing that Gaikai did, and they failed because of it. Get out of your emotions and pivot off the facts. Okay? How does it feel? I love doing stuff like this because that's why I say you got to pivot off of facts and not just let your emotions carry you somewhere. I know look, I want it too. I'm going to be honest with you. If it was up to me, I would just have a powerful PC to do some rendering and that's it. No PlayStation 5. Even though I'd be missing out on some great games, the majority of the games that I'm going to play is third party. I wish Stadia had all the games today. I wish people would work to get it, every single game working like Division 2. If every game output it like Division 2, I'm happy. I'm not playing anything else ever. If they get the games that I want to play, all the games that I want to play, and get, you know what I'm saying? I could look at an exclusive and be like, damn, that game looks dope. That God of War looks dope. Oh, well, I'll wait till it comes to, PC. You know what I mean? I get it. I'm there with you. But understand it's a process. It's a different process. And you can't go at this hastily. When you go at it hastily, you get hashtag Perlman effect. This guy Perlman, this is where you got to do research. This guy Perlman did everything y'all said Stadia should be doing. Be more tougher. Open up in more places. Give more of the platform out for free. That'll fix everything. How does it feel? All right, let's continue on. Let's see here. MM2K still live, yes sir. Mike Rolfe says, how are Stadia going to attract AAA game developers outside of Ubi? And how is Stadia going to be able to deal with the performance needed to run them? Well, how they attract AAA game developers is by making the porting process simpler, the same way that GFN is attracting them, or you know what I'm saying? So what Stadia needs to do is to make sure that low charge port, the effort that has to be put on getting the game on the platform is as minimum as possible, because it is for GFN. I'll just use GFN as an example. Trust me, if you had to see the level of development on GFN that you do Stadia, GFN would have no games. Their lineup would be more scarce than Stadia's, because everybody would have yanked their stuff off of it. Why do I say that? Because nobody's getting paid from GFN. GFN makes this argument, oh yeah, well, it opens your games to more markets or whatever. Where's your empirical proof of that? What's happening is people that release their games on Unreal, in the engine game, the Epic Game Store, they get an additional discount for putting it in the store as well. That was one of the perks, because Epic, Tencent, and Nvidia all have a deal working with each other, right? In addition to that, when there is no confirmed number set around. We don't know how many of the 15 million people are paying subscribers, right? Opposed to somebody who has a rig at home that only uses GFN when they're on the go. If you're part of the latter, you can't attribute their game purchases to GFN, because those people will be buying those games anyway. But if I'm a paying subscriber, it's more likely than not that GFN is a bigger source of my gaming. So we got to find out how many paying subscribers there are. And when you find that out, I bet you're going to find that it's not enough to where if the porting process to GFN was the same as Stadia, those developers would stay on. They'd be gone. They'd be gone in a heartbeat. And why would they be gone in a heartbeat? Why would it be worse than Stadia? Because those developers aren't getting the extra revenue stream that they're getting through Stadia. Through Stadia, not only are they getting paid off of the game purchases, but they can participate in Stadia Pro. They can get DLC and microtransactions and loot box and all that other stuff. There's many different ways that a developer can get paid from Stadia. There's only one way, and it's not even through GFN. It's hoping that if somebody primarily uses GFN for their PC gaming needs, that they'll buy the game. That's hoping. That's not a direct guarantee. Because then once we find out how many subscribers there are, we got to find out how many subscribers don't have gaming rigs that they normally game on. There are some people that I'm pretty sure are like, all right, screw it. I'm grandfathered in at $5.99. I'll keep paying it to pay on the go, to get a little bit more time than an hour to play on the go. I travel a lot or whatever. If GFN never existed, those people are still buying those PC games. So Stadia's problem is, again, the porting. The most alluring thing is to get the porting together. Once they get that porting together, it's a wrap. That's how they attract AAA developers. And it's a lot more lucrative for them on Stadia than it would be on GFN because, again, they're getting directly paid from Stadia. They're getting direct assurances. Opposite of whatever percentage they get off from being on the Epic Game Store, they're not getting any direct assurances. Now, as far as the performance, again, like I said, we already know that the hardware that we have right now is capable enough. They're just not developing into it. We know World War Z, that they're capable of 1080p on more than 1080p on World War Z. We know it. EverSpace released without a 4K mode or something like that, and then they were able to, when they felt like that they had enough time to do it, they whipped up a 4K 60 mode. That right there proves to you that it's about the effort. It doesn't make sense for them to put that. I'm not saying that it takes an exuberant amount of effort to develop for Stadia, but apparently it takes a little bit more than somebody's willing to invest in a cloud platform, and it makes sense. Again, if they had to invest the same amount of time to develop for GFN, trust me, you would see no games on GFN. It would be worse than Stadia. Jeremy says, hey, hello, M2K, joined really late. That's all right, brother. That's all right. There's always video on demand. 433 more petitions signed to reach 2,500 for Elden Ring port. Yeah, Geek. Once it hits 3,000, I'm gonna push it heavily. It gotta hit 3,000 now for me to push it heavily because I'll push and do my darndest to get it to 10,000. It says, come on though, you would argue that OnLive had garnered big publisher interest even if one guy destroyed it. Stadia haven't even got that even now. Hold on. What are you talking about? They had day and date releases like Capcom, Hitman. What Ralph, come on. I really want to show your comments, but we ain't gonna go down this pigeonhole. What are you talking about? OnLive was destroyed. Bro, Mike, here, this is what I'm gonna say, brother. We're not gonna do this loopy back and forth. I love you, Mike. But sometimes you stick too hard to a narrative, and Mike, the employees said this themselves. Mike. Let me see. Hold on. where does it say? Where was the employees? It says, we were instructed in no certain terms to pull the EA games at the very last minute. One ex-staffer related. Read the article. I'm not telling you anything. The staffers, the people that work there are telling you, Mike. You don't know better than the staffers. Come on, brother. We gotta stop there. Unless you get enjoyment from me getting riled up. That's what I think it is, Mike. I think you try to get my blood pressure up so my eyeballs pop out. Mike, let's not play Matlock. Let's not play Perry Mason today. This is what the employees are telling you. Don't try to switch this around or try to play 20 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Read the article. Do you want the link to the article? I'll drop the link to the article. Read the article. This is what the employees are telling you. That the guy got upset because these other big titles were going to be on Gaikai. There's something I don't know what was wrong with Perlman. That's what dissolved the company. That's what the people are saying, the people that work there. Now, Mike, we cannot create a scenario where you read the Business Insider article and you say, oh, the people that were there said that this, that, and court in the Business Insider article, but then you don't want to believe these people. It don't work like that, Mike. This is what the employees are saying. I don't know what else to tell you, good brother. I love you dearly. And hold on. And look. Part of OnLive's demise was lack of big titles. Stadia's even... No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Stadia got the biggest games. Look at the people that wouldn't even deal with them. Okay, they Electronic Arts, Activision, Bethesda, and Valve. Okay, Activision and Valve ain't on there, which ain't nobody playing Valve right now. So let's say Activision ain't on there, but Electronic Arts and Bethesda are on here. What are you talking about? Look at NPD. The biggest games in the biggest region for a plug and play market are on Stadia more than they're on any other platform. This is where unless you're trying to help out my stream, which I appreciate it. I'm not sharing the super chat with you, but I appreciate it, Mike. This is what I mean by when you let your emotions pivot you away from facts. I cannot refute what the employees are saying in detail. The Business Insider article had employees that clearly were not at a high level. These are people directly affected in high-level decisions that are breaking this down. And you're already trying to play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon? Nah, not here. Not here, but I love you, Ron. Tristan, you had that discussion with Mike. You had that with him. All right. With that said, I think is that it? Is there any more comments? Anybody got any more comments? Any more comments? We've been going. How long have we been going, y'all? We've been going for a minute. And I thank you guys so much for your participation today. It was a great show. And I love the support that you guys gave. And I thank you so much for your support of Stadia 100. Stadia 100 is still going strong. And we ain't forgot the purpose of Stadia 100. It's to bridge the gap, put gamers together that love the platform, that still are enthused. So we got some things coming down the pike. We're really going to be doing some things to get everybody together. All right. So stay tuned for that. And also stay tuned for my exclusive sit down. My exclusive sit down with Cowboy as we talk about Stadia 100 a year later. I told him, I said he can ask me whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be great stuff. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me see something. Brother. Geek the Sneak hit me up at the last minute. He said, check your DM. Got you. Hold on, Geek. Yeah, I saw that, Geek. Yeah, I showed that earlier. That's gonna be dope. Geek sent me Geek sent me, yeah, where Dead Drop Studios set up an Indiegogo to port to Outbreak series to Stadia. Yeah, man. This will be great. That'll be fantastic, man. See, this is what I'm saying. We're seeing more and more games coming to the platform that don't have this friction behind it, where we ain't got to worry. But like, for instance, we did a comparison of Project Z versus World War Z. And Project Z, their devs seem to be a lot more enthused and willing to follow through with their promises. When you get with some of these bigger companies, they look down their nose at you and they're like, we don't need you. You know what I'm saying? And, you ain't throwing us 30 million. All right, well, I mean, whatever. We've seen it plenty of times. So it might be in Stadia's best interest to start looking for and pursuing some of these impressive looking indie titles like Project Z, you know what I'm saying, and so forth. So that's going to be dope. And at the same time, working with those select AAAs until the low charge porting or low change porting gets, you know, where it's like boo, 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 pretty much, you know, working with the AAA devs that want to do that. Of course, this Ubisoft, I would, you know, try to lock in EA too, you know what I'm saying, and then look for a couple of stragglers here and there, you know what I mean? I was going to say a Square Enix game, but we already know how their games go on the platform, Jesus. But, you know, other stuff that's coming, you know, definitely just try to scope out an additional AAA or two, you know, like you have been. If we can keep up what we've been doing and spread the games out a little bit more in a better fashion, I think, you know, it'll be good until we get this. Again, this low charge porting is going to do a lot. Again, the roadblock is getting the games on the platform with minimum effort. So once they get past that hurdle, then I think the sky's the limit. All right. With that said, I appreciate all of y'all. Who else? I think Stadia's on a good path. Just need more communication. Yeah, I would agree. I think more communication is needed. Y'all can deal with my brother Mike. I love Mike, but you know, and when we get into a situation where you're trying to tell me you want me to overlook what the people that have been there are saying, then that's something that you got to work yourself through. We can't. This is where pivoting from the truth and facts and not our emotions is key. We can't. You can't sit there and convince me that, oh, listen, the Business Insider people said, you know, these are employees saying this, and then here I'm showing you exactly what the employees are saying, and you're come on, don't, you know, that armchair folksy crap. You can't do that. We got to pivot from facts. You know what I'm saying? I had that conversation with my good brother. Also, I posted a video on the comment for anyone who wants. Yes, watch that video. Watch. It's very important. If you can post it one more time, post it one more time. I'm gonna go off the air when I see it again. Post it one more time. Because what I want y'all to do is, as soon as you're done with this, if you got the time, if you got to take a bathroom break, fine. Especially those that have been with me since sound off, I get it. But if you can watch this right after it, you'll understand the conversation that me and Cowboy is going to have next week. You know, so I'm gonna wait for Cowboy to put that link back out there. I want to see it one more time. And when I see it one more time, then we'll close out shop, because I definitely, and matter of fact, I'll pin it. There we go. I'm gonna pin it. Oh, Raider, I want to pin his message. Okay, replace pin. Okay, there we go. So I'm pinning it. So that link that Cowboy has up there, I want you guys to really watch this interview. You need to watch to understand the state the mind state that the community was in. Listen to some of the things that were being said a year ago, not just about Stadia 100, but the platform. And don't just pay attention to the interview, watch the comments too. Because really, like I said, the person that's being interviewed, and I don't really want to name any name because I feel like I made amends with that person. I had a stream that I guess we could say Cowboy kind of prompted this, because I had a real sharp reaction to the thing that they said that started all this. I wasn't pleased when I saw their reaction. So, well, no. What happened was I wasn't pleased when I saw the reaction, but I was like, you know what, we're going to avoid it. I'm going to try to avoid it. And then I'm live, and we're just doing a show, and the person shows up, and kind of like in what I perceived in a flippant way. They were like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, and I said what I said. So what? You know, that's how I took it. Again, that's how I took it. And the fuse was lit from there. And I dedicated damn well the whole show to them. I can't remember where the show was, and I'm not going to try to look for it. But I clearly responded. And I just wanted people to know that, you know, the intention was being misconstrued. So after I did that, we talked behind the scenes, and I was done with it. Now, even though after the fact, the person left the group that they were with, and they started saying more stuff, and I just said, whatever, they're entitled to their opinion. I don't care. It's up to you guys to understand who you should and shouldn't listen to, depending upon what you want. If you want to be entertained, go ahead, entertain it. If you're looking for facts, then you know you might want to kick the tires a little bit on this stuff. So I'm not so much worried about what they're saying, which I pay attention to what they're saying too, but it's the comments in the chat. It's the comments in the chat that are so absolutist, and they're absurd. And it's not Cowboy's fault. All Cowboy did was host a damn show, but it just shows you where tensions were at, and depending upon what camp you were in was depending upon what you were willing to believe. I don't operate like that. See, I come from a place, the Broadband Bullies, where we clown each other. Like, I remember when I went on a tangent about Fallout 76, because I felt like Fallout 76 was getting unfairly casted. Man, the mugs clowned me for months. They didn't go out here and say, this is our Broadband Bully brethren. How dare you? I'm a grown ass man. They looked at it. It was like, if you're going to sit there and say something crazy like that, then you better be ready to own it. So I come from a side to where not any and everything is just going to be, it's going to be protected because we're friends. I'm not a glass porcelain doll. So, that's not how I operate. And therefore, I'm used to having a steady back and forth about differences of opinions, to where people were really taking up flags because this is my friend, or I like this guy and I really don't know you, so I'm going to defend. It was getting into real silly siloed realms, and you'll see a lot of crazy stuff in this chat. I couldn't even believe it. And really, when I look at some of the crazy stuff that was being said in that chat, I question like why we as a community let some of those influences really have an impact on us as long as we did. It just feels like recently that we stopped. We should have tuned them out a long time ago. But better late than never. Definitely check out the link. I pinned it. Check it out. It's going to be great stuff. All right, with that said, the Stadia Pro Gamers did Fallout 76. Yeah, I love that game. I mean, well, no. I'm not going to lie. I ain't love it, but I enjoy the Fallout games. I thought it was a good 7.5, 7. You know what I mean? But when they were like, this is the worst game ever. No. All right. Well, with that said, I appreciate all of y'all. It's time for me to have dinner with my wife and give her some love and attention. I appreciate y'all coming through. Thank y'all so much. And until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful